we have heard of recent times utterances of national insecurity emanating from some of the politicians on the engagement of the deputy president in the US. And he has been dared that he'll be arrested when he comes back. And at one time, you also pronounced yourself to that. He responded to the dare by telling you people that he will tell you the time and the plane that he will. Can you respond to that dare without making it a national insecurity issue?
Well, basically, I thought that I said it clearly yesterday that it is him who voluntarily said that he has information about Kenyan authorities' engagement with Al-Shabaab and negotiating and doing business with Al-Shabaab and so forth. So I thought it's not even a question of being arrested. It is, if he is patriotic enough, he needs to record that statement with the DCI. And that should be the first opportunity is offered. In fact, I thought he was going to say he will tell us the time and the hour is going to arrive, and therefore DCI, prepare yourself, I will be in your office 2 hours after I land. It should behoove him at his position of authority to present himself directly to authorities and record a statement. Not for anything else, for the record. Because if you are going to be making such allegations, it behooves you to make sure that it's on the record. And I said clearly that if you ask me increasingly, I'm not a doctor, but increasingly the utterances that come from Deputy President are pointing out to two things. Either he's a serious or a pathological liar who is looking for cheap political publicity, or is an acute case of mental health, who perhaps will be unnecessary for us to spend the resources to arrest, but rather to guide him and his loved ones to take him to a mental hospital. Because, and I'm saying this really because he says one thing this month, then he jumps to another. Yeah, he will wake up and tell you that I don't know if it was true, it was him or whatever. You know, I can't keep up with his lies. At one point, he will tell you that Kenya Kwanza bought all tickets for Arambe Stars to go to the to the field. The next minute, his deputy party leader is posting pictures from inside there. In any case, we even greeted each other with him and in Kasarani. On 1 minute, he will be saying that I will, you know how he praised his, when we came to office, he announced to the whole world that the coffers were empty. When he was asked recently, he said, no, they were not empty, I lied. And he's not telling people that he lied for the first time. So if he lied that time, who tells you that he's not lying now? But to be very honest, if he was still holding office, any reasonable Kenyan would have asked for a mental assessment for his ability to lead. But now that he's out of office, it is out of compassion that I ask his loved ones to check him in for mental health. But
if I may ask, why don't you handle this thing behind the curtains? Because the utterances in public spheres causes emotional instability among the population. Why can't it be handled in a more dignified way, other than the back and forth?
I think I need to talk to his doctor to handle it behind the scenes, in a dignified way, so that he doesn't keep making those utterances. And I thank you for that. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll do it in bullet form also, so that I save you time. On the question of security of Ngao officers, we have the National Government Administration Police Units that is being established, which was established, and I launched it when I came to office. What's remaining is that we are trying to deploy officers to this unit so that they can work together with administrators and assist them in enforcement and help them in protecting them. Because in a number of cases, the chiefs they go for raids, and then they are the ones who are attacked at the same time to do enforcement. But in other parts of the country where there's banditry also, the chiefs are always threatened. And so we have agreed that they can apply to be firearm holders, and we can license them, or we can they can apply to become NPR, and we give them a gun also to be able to protect themselves, or in some cases attach NPR to work with them. So this is an area that is of great concern, and it has been raised in most of the Jukwaa forums. On the court orders in Ngongogeri land in Egerton, I think it was an issue that was also raised today by our security team, and it's an I have asked that the security county's regional security team lead a process of establishing the facts and where the court order is, and in enforcing this court order, what is the collateral damage. Sometimes we have a genuine court order, but the people occupying land is 1,000. So like for example, Oljorai, you might have a genuine claim by the Larry Nyakinywa to the land, but the consequences of removing those who are inside is more dire. And that's where you find yourself as police officers and security forces in a very awkward position as to which of the sites how do you enforce the law without loss of life? Because today if we walk to that place and tell people you now need to leave, there is an older claim to this place, you are probably going to never going to do that as police officer peacefully. So there is a balance to be done as a government. On the question of security of journalists, that's a very good question. I know journalists have been attacked in the past in Mandamano. They find themselves at the crossfire, either of police officers lobbing tear gas, hurting them sometimes. I don't think it is sometimes intentionally, sometimes in the crossfire. Some cases may be intentional, or goons who are in Mandamano, or for example, when these people of DCP were launching their party, they beat journalists, but the journalists refused to report. If it was the police, they would have reported. But because it was an opposition party, they refused to report. And bigger media houses are represented here, and they completely refused to report. And people are telling us, oh, journalists were beaten, and why are the police not taking action? The person who was beaten is not willing to report. And that failure to report actually is taking sides. Because if it was government, you would have reported. But when it is a particular political group, you don't want to report because you don't want them to be in trouble. So it is some of those things that we want consistency in the process. But journalists, like any other citizen, deserve to be protected. One way of promoting this relationship is to have continuous engagement between journalists and the National Police Service. And for the National Police Service to appreciate the role of journalists in reporting Mandamano and other incidences that they involve police operations. Because there's nothing the police are trying to hide. They are trying to maintain law and order. And if you are a police officer trying to maintain law and order, there's nothing you fear if you are put on the spotlight, because you know that you are supposed to do the right thing. On the question of the justice for them, where there are cases involving police service, I think it is incumbent upon us to be also alerted so that we can push for a just process. On the question of illegal fishing, it remains a serious issue. We agreed today that from our security meeting that it is important to first raise proper awareness with the involvement of public health officers, with proper tests and results about the toxic levels of the